Well, that's fine, Larry. I appreciate that. Why don't we just get started, and then when Maria gets here, we can move on to her. Um, Larry, for Amanda's sake, I'm wondering if you can introduce the challenge that you have, what you're trying to do up at Pemigewasset, and why you want to measure your outcomes, and then maybe you could tell us both where you're at today as it pertains to an instrument, whether you've decided on an instrument or decided against an instrument, because we had that conversation a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I'm Amanda. I'm at Camp
Mhm.
Pemigewasset, a residential camp for boys 8 to 15. I'm director of nature programs and teaching there, and we run. This is about a preseason clinic that we run for, amongst other people, nature instructors from other camps.
Cool.
It also is a possible course at the University of New Haven, where I'm a environmental science professor. And over the years, we've had lots of anecdotal information of success of our students. The
Mhm.
camps send us people over and over again. But we have no, that's all qualitative. We have no quantitative measure, which I would like to be able to show to the dean at the university. I would like to, the camp is 100% behind this, but we're
Mhm.
really looking kind of two two steps away from us, because we send the people out, they go back to their camps, and they teach their programs. So they're not working for us, they're not working for our campers. So the challenge then, how do we get
Mhm.
kind of quantitative information back from two steps away? Because
Yeah.
really what we want is to know how successful they are at reaching their campers,
Hmm. That's
which
interesting.
tells us how successful we are at having trained them to reach their campers.
Right.
So
Hmm.
that's our challenge.
And so, Larry, what you last time we talked, you were having some questions about YOB. I'm wondering where you're at today.
Well, I took another look at it. Um, it's not exactly the questions that I would be asking, but you probably could get some useful information out of it, because
Mhm.
it's more kind of touchy-feely stuff, and I'm a pretty hardcore scientist, and but it's far more useful than anything else I can think of.
Mhm.
And if I can sum up your criticism, Larry, and tell me if I'm wrong, what Amanda, what Larry is concerned with is he thinks that the biggest thing that he wants from his kids, for the instructors to convey to the kids, is an ability to look when they're in nature, to be curious, to sort of notice what they're seeing and try to put it into context. And so
Mhm.
as you know, YOB is the nature scale is an affinity scale. So it's how much are you interested in this stuff, and that sort of conflicts with what Larry thinks is the primary goal of nature instruction. Larry, did I get that right?
It doesn't conflict with it. It's kind of off main line of what I'm interested in. But
Mhm.
it certainly gives an indication, as you pointed out when we talked, Matt.
And then, and I think one of the things we can do is we can connect you with Deb Bileski at ACA and have her talk to you about why they chose affinity and not some other measure.
Yeah, I was actually going to say we have a lot of, not a lot, but we have a few educational programs at our camp, um, and we've decided to stick with that affinity interest in thing because research has shown that if kids have interest in something, then they're more likely to continue to want to learn about it in an academic setting. And so that's one of the reasons why affinity for nature works, and I still think it has a lot of value in your setting, Larry, because you could, while it's not measuring necessarily the skills in those areas they're learning from an academic standpoint, it is measuring their interest in something. And like I said, research has shown if kids are more interested in something, they're more likely to want to continue that in an academic setting. So it can be a useful tool, and maybe you could find another tool that you could pair it with.
The other problem is that where our clientele are the counselors, and of course they're there because they're interested and want to teach it, and the affinity, we already know they have an affinity for nature.
Right.
And what we're interested in is whether their campers end up with an affinity for nature. And just how to organize or manage that when you're asking somebody else's kids, or you need your data from some other camp's kids.
Right.
Last time we talked, you thought that you had a couple. Sorry to cut you off. Last time we talked, Larry, you said you had a couple relationships with programs, camps that send you instructors to be trained.
We do.
That they might be able to administer the instrument pre-post for you. Or do you still have that confidence?
I still have that confidence. I'm waiting till the term is over before I turn my head to this, because over in a box just to the side of me is a stack of about 12 hours worth of work that needs to be looked at. So it's academic time.
Right.
And then next week I can think about this more.
Okay. Well, I wonder. I think that Amanda's suggestion about pairing it is great. I also think that if you just went with YOB this year, at least that would get your feet wet, and maybe you'd have a more specific criticism after the summer, and you would know what you'd want to pair with, or maybe it would work fine for you. I guess I'm wondering if there's anything. I totally understand that you're in academic mode, in school mode right now. Is there anything that we can do for you before you start? Before you get out of school mode, or do you just want to sit and wait and then sort of follow up in a couple weeks?
I need to follow up with the people that right now we have applications from 3 camps. It's early yet. We've had people call us on Wednesday when the thing starts Sunday.
Right.
The camps wait till the last minute, and so right now I've got 3 of my own, 3 University of New Haven students and 3 from other camps, one of which is brand new to us. The other 2 have sent people in the past.
Okay.
So I need to sit on this both for the academic reason until I see who else is going to send us somebody. Otherwise, I really only have one. The one of those 2 camps that sent us people before we're good friends with, and they would be happy to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes a ton of sense to me, Larry. And I see you there in your motel. I wish I could deliver coffee or donuts or something.
Coffee here.
You're going to be at it for a while. I wish you all the luck, and I hope that your papers go well.
There's no distractions here. That's nice.